Good morning, everyone. Day 55. I'm about 2.2 miles into the hike today. The plan today is kind of up in the air. It's all going to depend on how I feel at the end of the day. Plan A is to go 13 point something miles to a tent site just before the Grayson Highlands. Plan B would be to go to the Grayson Highlands and go through the Grayson Highlands. The benefit to Plan A is that it's, well, obviously less mileage, easier on the body, and it gives me a straight shot into the Grayson Highlands on tomorrow, for tomorrow. Oh shit. All right. We're in a pasture with cows. I hope they're friendly cows. It takes me back to some childhood memories where I got chased by a bunch of freaking cows. But I would imagine these critters are used to people walking through. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna find out, aren't we? I can see hoof prints where horses have been through here. And good morning, cows. How are you today? I'm gonna give them a wide berth here. These are dairy cows. They're used to people. Hey, Mr. Cow. How are you, buddy? All right. Yeah. He's just checking me out, saying, "What's up, dude? Why you coming in my field of food?" All right, we're through them. Good deal. All right, anyways. So, two options, A and B. A is stop at 13 miles. B is go to 17. It's all going to depend. All right, this is I'm going to have to turn this off for a minute. This is how we get in and out of fenced-in areas. I've got a board here that keeps the critters from. I need both hands to get through this thing. So, be back in a minute. All right, got through that. Got people coming up behind me, so I'll have to stop here in a minute and let them go by. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop now, let them get by, and then I can continue. 4 miles into the day, and after the first mile and a half, it has not been fun. It's been climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, and rocks and rocks and rocks and more rocks. Not been fun. It's awful pretty up here. Lots of little ground flowers. Yeah, it's beautiful out here. I'm going real slow. Try to save my feet from the rocks because I've got a long day ahead. Another 10 miles or so to go. Maybe even longer than that. But it's, yeah. The rocks have eased up a little bit, but yeah, it has not been fun. All right, I'm pretty much going straight uphill, so I can't videotape a lot. Get back to it here in a little bit. Almost to the top of this mountain. That's where I'm going. This has been a tough climb. That's where I came from. Look at that. Yeah. It's been a few days since we've seen those views. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Yeah. It was worth the price. It was worth the pain. I love it. All right, let's see if we can't make our way to the top here. Oh. I mean, every step is difficult. Every step. Look at that. Wow. All right. Oh shit. There's just, oh wow. Oh wow. Look at this. Look at this. Up over the top of the crest. Oh wow. This is beautiful. This is just beautiful. Look at this. Do a 360. Oh my God. Yeah, definitely worth the price of admission. I see some of the youngsters that passed me earlier today. I'll tell you more about them later. These are some good kids. 2 from Britain, 2 from America. Good kids. I think that's who it is up here. It may be somebody that camped up here. Hard to say. Find out here in a minute. Yeah, this is... They're just hanging out up here, having a good time. Good stuff. All right. Y'all found a nice place to take a break. This is pretty incredible. Wow.
The whole ridge line we've come along getting into Damascus.
I know. Isn't it amazing? All right, so This is what I'm seeing out here right now. Right up on that ridge is where all the young folks are hanging out, taking their longer break than me, because they can. I got to keep moving. They'll catch me in, not too long. They'll catch me. But trying to follow the trail, it's kind of hard to see. I'm guessing I'm going up there. Got some big cell phone towers up there, so I was able to get service here and contact everybody that I was unable to contact last night, just so that they don't worry about me. It's nice to have some people to worry about you. But yeah, I had absolutely no service last night, none whatsoever. Not even an inkling of service. So yesterday was a pretty interesting day. I started talking about it earlier when the young folks were catching up to me this morning, but I want to say something, and this is a positive rant, sort of. Last night when I got to the shelter after 15 and a half miles, I was exhausted. Got my tent put up, took care of my duties, my responsibilities. Once I got that up, I grabbed my food bag, went over to the shelter, and got ready to eat. Well, up until that time, I was the only person there. As I was going over to start my dinner, a couple other people showed up, and then a whole gaggle of these kids that I'd been leapfrogging all day, they showed up. And I'm thinking to myself, oh man, it's going to be noisy tonight, blah, blah, blah. Could not have been farther from the truth. I am so used to dealing with the county kids in the community where I live, who are loud, obnoxious, driving their ridiculous trucks, squatted in the back, raised in the front, straight pipes on them. These kids here are not those kids there. These kids are respectful, they're pleasant, they're educated. I completely misjudged them based on my last 25 years of dealing with kids. When I call these people kids, I'm talking 20-somethings. Most of them are just out of college, and they want to get that adventure in before they have to start taking on life responsibilities. And it's good that they get an opportunity to do that. Many kids don't get that opportunity, so there's something there to be said for that. But as I was eating my dinner and chatting with these young folks and some old folks, I mean, in the end, there were about 25 people that showed up at the shelter, and we had a really good time. A couple of the kids started a campfire, and they were sitting around just talking, shooting the shit, and eating their meals. And they found some ingenious ways to dress up trail meals out here, and it was fun to watch. I asked a lot of questions. I learned a lot from these kids, and I was just amazed at how, what's the word, decent they were. They asked me some questions about where I was from, and I told them that I'm currently from South Central Kentucky, but I'm looking for a better place to live. And we talked about that very briefly. I explained the reasons why I didn't want to live there anymore. And they concurred that they would not like living in a place like that. They talked very briefly about some short stories that some of the racist folks they've met out here, very few. I don't think most people understand. I'll say this real quick. 90% of the people that are out here walking this trail are liberals. They're not Trumpsters. They're not racist. They're not sexist. They're not homophobes. They're not religious extremists. They're not any of that crap. They're good, decent people. I don't know how else to say it. And but anyway, so for the most part, I just sat there and listened to them talk their young people talk, and it was enjoyable. I got to see a side of these kids that I had not seen before. Just being able to sit there and shut my mouth and listen. It was fun. It was enjoyable. There's a British pair that the gentleman he had brought along a Jiffy popcorn, and he was so excited to get the fire going in the right way so that he could pop this Jiffy Pop. He'd never seen anything like that before. Of course, growing up, that's what we had. That was our equivalent to the microwave popcorn these days. But it was so much fun watching them have fun with the Jiffy Pop. And after they popped it, I went ahead and called it a night. They were doing their thing, and they didn't want a bunch of old fogies around them, or so I thought. But at one point, I had gone to collect firewood for them, and they appreciated it, and they said as much. But this morning, when they passed me on the mountain a little while ago, they kind of gave me some grief. They're like, "Papa Bear, where were you? We saved some popcorn for you." And yeah, so I felt a little bad about that. Maybe the next time I'll stick around a little bit longer. But it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed these kids. It was eye-opening compared to the kids that I've dealt with over the last 20 years or so. So different and pleasant and enjoyable. It was fun. It was just fun. But anyways, all right, so it looks like I'm back into the woods, back into the rocks. So I'm going to well, I know at some point today we have a I'm not sure what to call it. It is an icon on the AT Trail. It's called Fat Man Squeeze. It is a section of the trail that you have to go through this very, very, very slim rock section to the point where you're lucky if you can move an inch at a time with your pack on. Now, they do have an alternative route that you can go around this thing. And it's kind of funny because, you can either take 30 seconds to go around this big boulder, or you can take 5 minutes to go through the big boulder. And, of course, you can't go around it. You have to go through it. You have to experience the Fat Man Squeeze. And further up north, there's another one similar called the Lemon Squeeze. It's a little bit smaller, but the one we're coming up to at some point today, I don't know exactly when, it'll be fun. I'm hopeful that there's somebody there that can film me going through it, because, well, I would like to see that. But anyways, all right, so I'm going to put this down and try to knock out some miles before these kids catch up to me. So talk to you in a bit. Just finished lunch. They've got a trash can down here at the parking area. They've got a bathroom down here. There goes the folks that I've been leapfrogging all day, yesterday and today. Good young kids. Good young kids. I like them. I hope I get to the same campground as them tonight. That's the beginning of the climb up to Mount Rogers, which is the highest point we're going to hit today. And yeah, it's hopefully less rocky than the last one. All right, see y'all in a bit. All right, 8.5 miles into the day. I'm going to be going somewhere between 13 and 17 miles, not sure yet. Depends on how bad this next hill is. If it's as bad as the last one, yeah, the rocks will not let me go 17. So we're gonna see, but that's the way we're going. I'm assuming we're going to the top over there before we start heading down. And yeah, the next stop is Grayson Highlands. I think the top of this mountain is about 4.5 miles away. But look at this. I'm gonna zoom out by 2. Do a slow 360. That's where we came from. Yeah, it's beautiful out here. All right, enough chit chat. Let's get moving. Yeah, that's what we're going up, people. That's what we're going up. Yippee-ki-yay. I have come 12.3 miles today, and I've made a decision that I'm going to stop at a shelter that's 12.4 miles. My feet and my ankles, yeah, they're done. They're done for the day. It's been 12.4 miles of rocks and uphill and rocks and roots and rocks. So I'm done with them for the day. I'm done. And interestingly enough, just before I'm getting to the shelter, I'm getting my first look at the wild ponies. I didn't expect to see them until I got to the Grayson Highlands, but I guess maybe this is part of it. I'm not sure. But let's take one more look at that. Yeah, it's beautiful. Hey, buddy. Yeah, just pretty cool. They're so used to people coming up around them here. Very cool. All right, I don't know if you can see it. Another one back in the tree there. There's a few of them here. Do not cut live trees. Okay. I can imagine, well, I guess some dummies out here would cut trees down to burn, but there's enough deadfall out here to burn campfires for years. Why anybody would do that? Yeah, I'm not loving this trail today. I'm not loving this trail at all today.